Like, sub, share, speak. Okay, I'm waiting for, live streams and, videos to start dropping because there's a lot of events taking place today. You have Tim Pool's IRL Mind Stream taking place, as well as the Straight Pride Parade taking place in Boston. Now, because I have to work, I cannot go to these events, and I'm waiting around to, see what comes of it. And CBS News drops this video talking about dueling protests at the Straight Pride rally, and so I click on it. And man, this is the most clickbaity bullshit. So but I do still want to drop a video on it, and this will be the only time that I talk on it. They're actually talking about people who have concerns about the Pride Parade, and so let's get into this, because as someone who has been straight his entire life, never even considered it going in the opposite direction, I feel like there are certain elements that are like really being misconstrued. So let's go at this.
Emerson students are moving in, but tomorrow the college warns of a disruptive or even dangerous event taking place on the streets directly outside, the Straight Pride Parade.
Now, here's the deal. The people that I've heard call this event, because this is, I think they had one in Modesto, or they're trying to get one done in Modesto as well. But I've never heard, like, this is the first time I'm hearing of the parades, and the people who say it's possibly dangerous and it's going to be so crazy is the media. I said the media is the media more than anyone else. It's the media sitting here saying, "Oh my goodness, this is gonna be nothing but bigotry and a mini Klan rally." And from everything that I've been able to garner from, I think it's Super Fun Time America or Super Happy Fun Time America, the organizers of the parade, no, it's just like, yo, if you can have your gay parade, we can have a straight parade, and let's ball out. I think Milo Yiannopoulos, who is very openly gay, is supposed to be the head of the of the Straight Pride Parade, because it's not about anything other than really having a good time, from everything that I've been able to garner from people who didn't have a bias and didn't automatically take it as, oh my goodness, how dare straight people, yeah.
It honestly just really scares me. Like, I think a straight...
Oh, wow, a woman's scared. Who would have fucking thunk it? Like, of course you're scared, because that's just the way you operate. We have different brains, and your brain is designed to find fear, as opposed to saying, oh, screw it. She does have some pretty eyes, though. Is she a 35%er? Let the hair down, maybe a couple more sit-ups. I'll give her like 20% right now.
Parade is nothing but, pride masquerading as hate. He's so...
Okay, CBS really tried to floss over that, but it's nothing but pride masquerading as hate. I think she messed that up. I think she meant hate masquerading as pride, but from all accounts, any and everybody is invited to this thing.
Straight Pride Parade is in response to gay pride events. John Hugo is one of the organizers.
Celebrating our own sexual agenda and traditional American values.
They don't deserve our attention.
Okay, see, so these cuts that CBS is making is like, it really goes to show the type of agenda that they're looking to push. Because he's like, look, man, we just want to, what's the name? We just want to have a parade. You can have your parade. We can have our parade. And they automatically cut to this woman talking, they don't deserve our attention. Oh.
Lane Isaacson co-chairs the Massachusetts Gay and Lesbian Political Caucus. She stresses straight people have not been marginalized throughout history for their sexuality.
And this is the problem. Because, like, you sit here and want to talk about throughout history, and you want to talk about marginalization. Deal is that that's solely on you. That's solely on the individuals who, go through those things. It's not like, how do I put it? Like, when it comes to like the issue of race, or to a much lesser extent, gender, this isn't like this was, how do I put it? Far less calculated as opposed to what's taking place within the races and the genders. Your sexuality is one of those things that is really only your business. So if you keep people out of your business, then really you have literally nothing to fear or nothing to really trip about. And in today's society, man, who cares? No one genuinely cares. But to sit here and now, because the people of straight pride. Let me tell you something. If you want to throw a parade because your kid graduated from the 3rd grade, by all means, toss that parade. I'd be very interested to see how many people come out, but by all means, toss that parade. That's not the case, though. You know, like they're trying to sit here and say, they're just looking to push hate and they just want to be all evil and everything else like that. No, not at all. But I believe that due to the circumstances that have taken place over the past couple of years, there is literally nothing wrong with being straight and nothing wrong with enjoying and taking pride in being straight.
So it's silly to say that they need a straight pride parade when, candidly, straight pride takes place 365 days a year.
And so does gay pride. I mean, because if this well past the wall lady here right now, who's like, she's like a negative 15%er. Deal is take pride in yourself, first and foremost. It's one of those things that's just so damn personal that, like, you should be taking pride in yourself, and you should be taking pride beyond any of your identifiers, such as your race or your gender or your sexual orientation. Take pride in being a good and decent and genuine human being. But that's not really what they're on, because that's the thing about the whole quote unquote gay pride thing, is that it's not about, really about pride when they have their parades. It's about pushing the depravity. Like I said, it is very, what's the word? I don't want to say erotic, but it's very salacious when you have men in booty shorts walking around and all, like, making out and doing all this crazy stuff, and now you have parents that are taking their children to such events. I think it's best that they are shown that they have an alternative lifestyle. You're like, straight pride is 365. Guess what? Straight pride put you on this earth, lady in the glasses. Plain and simple. Like, if you are not here without somebody straight sticking the AP in somebody straight's V, okay? So you're like, this, like, people will sit there and like really get upset about default status, and you just can't. Like, you really can't, because it's a losing proposition. Because let's just turn the entire world gay. Okay, cool, but guess what? You no longer have a world then, because who's making the babies? There's advances in technology. Okay, yeah, sure, whatever. I don't want to hear that all that nonsense. Deal is that P goes into the V and blows an L.
The parade begins at Copley Square and ends at City Hall with speakers. Organizers have a 4-hour permit starting at noon. Boston police are expecting more counter-demonstrators to the parade than actual parade participants.
Because that's how that tends to go now, don't it? Particularly when the media does their best to boast up how, this is going to be such a hateful thing, and anybody that goes to this thing, they're a hateful bigot. And so, people going to stay away because they don't want to be labeled as hateful bigots. And you'll end up like you did, I think it was like a year or so back, where supposedly there was like a Klan rally where like 15 people showed up, and it was like 10,000 protesters marching against them. I mean, honestly, the funniest thing in the world would be is if the straight pride people never show up, and the pride people who are like, we're battling hate. Nothing's going on, though. They're just sitting there looking at each other, because hate is just not as it once was.
Listen, straight, gay, we're all got to be on this earth together. Let them do what they want to do.
Because
there you go. And that applies on both sides. Let them do what they want to do. As long as you're not harming anybody, as long as you're not hurting anybody. And I'm talking about physically. None of this emotional nonsense that ladies like to pull out of their ass because they can't articulate a legitimate retort. No. None of that emotional violence or any of that other nonsense. No, as long as you are not perpetuating or proliferating the violence or the assault of others, then boom, we're good.
the potential volatility, police are restricting parking, what people can bring, and there will be lots of officers. Emerson College has even canceled an event and restricted access to certain buildings. Students.
If only they pulled this type of nonsense when Antifa started, when Antifa was doing their thing out in Portland. You know, I mean, props to Boston's mayor because he's trying to be prepared, but it really goes to show the contrast in the ideologies. Because in Boston, they're taking the precautions that are necessary without ever having this taken place before. Whereas in Portland, the mayor is just like, oh no, you know what I'm saying, like, you know, people gonna be people, gotta let them wild out.
Plan to use the dorms along the route for their own message.
People were talking about like hanging their gay pride flags out the window, which I'm all for, and just, yeah, we're all against it.
What are you against? That's the question. Are you against the mechanism that basically put you on this earth? There's a cartoon character. Hold up right quick. Yeah, because that's the end of the video anyway. Let me take it back a second. There's a cartoon character that this guy is reminding me of, but he's just like dripping with soy. Like, oh, we're all against it. We're all against straight people. Even though my mom and my dad, at least for 15, 20 minutes, maybe 5. I don't know how many strokes your dad got in them, but they were straight for, you got to be straight for a little bit in order to make a person, okay? So this is ridiculous, man. It really is. And CBS, shame on you because you're like, oh, dueling protests break out, and you crack the video open, and this is it. This is the end of the video. They're not even talking about the event. So if there are streams, or if anything jumps off, I'll definitely be covering it. But CBS, yeah, you ain't shit for this. So with that being said, we're gonna bring this one to an end. All the internet stuff. If you liked it, toss it a like. Dislike, yeah, go ahead, do that too. I ain't scared of you. Sub if you enjoy my fantastic voice and want to get videos like this every single day. Share because sharing is caring. And YouTube, BitChute, and speak. Let me know, what do you think in the comments? Are you fine with a straight pride parade? Are you cis heteronormative? Oh, golly, I'm so embarrassed that I spent time around these people. Or do you think, oh no, this is for nothing but hate mongers and people who want to wipe gay people off the earth, despite the fact that they have a gay man leading their parade, which I find to be just fascinating and really goes to show that no, this isn't a hate event at all. But I mean, I'd like to know what you think in the comments. And until the next one.